Welcome back to Sea Time, and yes, I am now done with the NEPG race that was here outside of Kingston, Arkansas. This Wilderness Buffalo Ranch is absolutely amazing. If you missed this race, man, that sucks for you, because this place is a bucket list location. If this is not a national next year, make sure you put it on your list. If it is, it needs to be one of the nationals that you attend. We got 6 tests. We had about 51 miles of testing, 55 miles total. It was an ass kicker. Test 1 and test 2 were very slow for me. I stayed upright the majority of the time though. It was fun, enjoyed getting Sea Time. Thank you for all the high fives. I'm gonna go check in, but first I gotta pee. I'm not gonna lie, that road was bumpy. Paddy had some information for us. Balls in your feet, drop your heels, something, a bunch of rocks out there. Tell me that, give me some tips for the day.
Yep, so we're here in Arkansas, plenty of rocks, lots and lots of rocks. I personally love rocks.
I'm ready for it.
One of the main tips is to get to the balls of feet whenever you can, standing up on the pegs, and sink the heels into the ground. You want your heels lower than your toes, so it's pushing the bikes through the rocks as best as possible.
I love it, and you said that 6th test, right, for our A only guys.
My gosh,
we're gonna love it. We're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. The first mile and a half, you're just gonna be kissing every rock you see.
Woo! I love it. Yep. Well, thanks for the tips. We'll see how much I can stay off the ground. Well, that was weird. Test 1 was weird indeed. Not only were there still a lot of leaves on the trail, but the rocks were covered in moss, which meant they were slick. All this added up to the rear wheel feeling extremely weird. It felt so weird that I quickly stopped to make sure my rear wheel hadn't gotten knocked out of alignment. Whoa, this shit's slick, buddy! Oh, hell yeah, guys. That's gonna be a hell of a good day right there. Thanks. I made some suspension adjustments going into test 2, but I still wasn't feeling very confident. My right shoulder and arm weren't completely warmed up yet, and I hadn't figured out how to find aggression riding the loose, slick trail.
This will be a long 55 miles. Woo!
When Patrick Irvin passed me from my row, I knew I needed to latch on. I was in a weird headspace where I couldn't find a groove. Luckily, his pace was a touch faster than mine, which challenged me to push past my current comfort zone. I had a ton of fun riding behind him, and his pace pulled me to a spot where my day started to turn around.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Hell yeah! Dude, yes, that was awesome! Oh my God!
This young man right here pulled me through that test. That was so much fun. The speed that he was going was perfect. I maybe could have gone just a tad bit faster, but in the long run, that would put me on the ground. So this young man pulling me through test 2 was awesome. Test 1 was horrible. Oh my gosh, arm pump. I just rode like a butt. But we're riding dirt bikes in Arkansas. If you are not at this race, you are missing out. This thing is epic. All right, on to test 3, 9 miles. Probably gonna be a little bit slower. With the way Patrick caught me in test 2, I knew he needed to enter test 3 first so I could continue to follow his lead. Test 3 felt like a shift in the day for me. The trail itself seemed to be a bit less rocky, and it felt like the trail had a bit more flow. Whatever it was, this was the test where the fun knob got turned to 11. I stayed behind Patrick for around 4 to 5 miles of the 9-mile test. We got passed a few times by some AA riders, but also some other riders that were around the same pace. I'll admit that I got a little bit frustrated with the back and forth of passing to getting past again. Due to this, I decided to push a little bit harder and see if I could get a safety gap and some free trail for a while. Whatever switch flipped inside my helmet at this moment brought an entirely different perspective on the race, the trail, and the way I rode the bike. Test 1 was thrown out due to scoring issues, but I do know that in Test 2, I was 198th overall and 20th in the 40 plus A class. Once I crossed the green and white flags at the end of Test 3, I had increased my speed enough to finish 140th overall and 10th in my class. As the day drew on, I continuously got faster, more aggressive, and had even more fun. Wow! Test 4 brought the 3 F's of Enduro to mind: fast, flowy, and fun.
Okay, slow it down a little bit. You're overriding your full arm pressure.
The single track in this test worked its way up, down, and across the hills of the property. We had a lot of off-camber to traverse, and if you attacked too hard, you could easily get sent off course. I picked up a bit more speed in this test as well. As the dust from the test settled, the times placed me 107th overall and 8th in the 40 plus A class for Test 4. Regardless of my score, the fun factor was through the roof.
Well, hell yeah! That's awesome! Thanks, guys!
Test 5 felt like a continuation of Test 4 until we reached this creek bottom. This creek bottom was slick, long, and reminded me of the creeks at the Trials Training Center for the Tennessee Knockout. Mileage-wise, I knew I was almost done with the test, and I was trying to push to finish strong. It may not look like it, but I am pushing my pace. The good news is that I finished 104th overall and 8th place in the 40 plus A class again. The bad news is that I ran out of GoPro battery before the 6th test. Test 6 was as epic as they get, and one of the hardest test sections I've ridden at a National Enduro. I'm sure there were a lot of riders complaining, but I was loving it. The short mileage of the test was a cover-up for a boulder-strewn trail that we bounced along, trying to salvage every ounce of momentum we could. When I finally rolled through the end of Test 6, my time said I was 99th overall and 9th in my class. When you add up all the scores from the day, I was 96th overall and 8th in the 40 plus A class. Not too shabby. If you didn't have the pleasure of racing the Black Buffalo Enduro, put it on your calendar for next year, national or not. If you're going riding for a long weekend at the Wilderness Rider Buffalo Ranch, slide into my DMs and tell me. I hope y'all enjoy getting seat time and that this last piece of single track keeps you stoked.
Hell yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Thanks, guys! Holy smoke! I'm worn out.
Thank you for the fun. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Nothing else, enjoy getting seat time. Look forward to seeing you guys on the internet.
You okay?